I really want you to do first of all is grab. So you can come in and grab yourself a little stalk, because I'm going to talk to you about the difference between the two main species. So if you crush that between your fingers and smell it, tell me what you smell.
Lavender.
I knew someone was going to say that. But what are the notes that you smell? Can you smell anything distinct from lavender?
It's camphorous.
So you think it's camphorous. Okay, that's awesome. Come over here. Okay, so now...
What is this? That was hit coat.
That's hit coat. So now grab some of this.
It's an angustifolia.
It's angustifolia, yeah. So now grab this and crush some of this in your hand, ideally in the other hand. Yeah. So you don't, and smell that. So now what do you smell?
It's lighter, much lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, sharper.
Sharper, right?
Yeah.
So that sharp smell, that's actually camphor.
Yeah.
Because this is intermedia, this is Provence, and this has about 40% camphor in the essential oil. The head coat that we were smelling, that has about 0.1%, if that. Sometimes it's as low as 0.04. And the largest constituent in the essential oil from the head coat and from most angustifolias is the linalool acetate. And of course it's the linalool acetate which makes it relaxing, and it's a great anti-inflammatory and good for burns, whereas the intermedia with all this camphor is actually stimulating. So if you encounter people that say, well, I tried lavender, it didn't work for me, it didn't put me to sleep at all, they're probably using lavandin, because lavandin gives a much higher yield. So a lot of essential oil that you find out on the market, unless it's labelled with the Latin binomial name, which is, your Lavandula intermedia or angustifolia, and preferably even as far as to give their variety, then if it's not labelled like that, it's quite likely going to be an intermedia species. So there are a couple of intermedia species that are more like angustifolia. Arborealis is one they grow in Provence that has less camphor, a little more linalool acetate, but it just doesn't get nearly the same. And of course the yield from this is 2 to 3 times, if not more, than what you'll get off an angustifolia, which is why they grow it for commercial production.
So is this considered French?
No, this is considered French. So the common names are very misleading.
Yes. There's
French lavender, there's English lavender, and some people think that is intermedia and angustifolia, but it isn't. There's just, they also sometimes call angustifolia Lavandula vera, and vera of course means true, so they call it true lavender. French lavender, and the French lavender in France is angustifolia, so that's actually English lavender, use that, which is why you just have to use the Latin binomial name, and that's where you have Lavandula intermedia, which is actually a cross between spike lavender and which is Lavandula spicata, and Lavandula angustifolia.